Hey everyone, I just want to let you know that I have Instagram, so if you guys want to follow me on there, feel free to do so. You can ask me anything, talk to me about anything, and maybe we can chat. So I hope to see you guys on there, and I hope to talk to you. So on to the video. Hello everyone, my name is Haven, and today I am reacting to 3 of my favorite SKYND songs. Now, I didn't recommend reacting to these, somebody did. So I don't know if I want to call these a reaction, because obviously I've heard these songs before and I've seen these music videos before. So I would probably call this more of a review, if anything, or a commentary, I suppose. But yeah, I'm reacting to 3 SKYND songs that was requested to me. I can't seem to stay away from this group for some real weird reason. It's like they keep calling to me. So the first one I'm reacting to is Columbine. The second one I think is Michelle Carter, and the third one is Gary Heydrich. I think that's how you say his last name. I could be wrong. And I was asked to, I guess, do a little bit of research on them. Now, with the first song, Columbine, unless you were born within the past 10, 15 years, I'd say, I think it's fair to say everybody knows what Columbine is. Especially on the internet. If you've ever been on the internet for over an hour, I'm pretty sure at some point you've heard about Columbine, especially this year after, the several shootings we've experienced in this country, and the school shooting that happened in Uvalde. It's fair to say that at some point, someone, somewhere, somehow brought up Columbine. So I think it's fair to say there shouldn't be any reason to really talk about it. But the music video kind of depicts how do I put this? A reenactment in a way. At least this one does. This music video kind of is like a reenactment, like a POV of sorts. So while I will most likely have this video blurred so that I can actually get this video out without it being blocked and having to dispute it, if you want to watch the video yourself, obviously I'll put a link in the description below. But do be warned that it will be graphic for sure. And if you've ever been in a situation like this, it can be triggering. So with that being said, I do want to warn you that if you do watch the music video, it can be traumatizing for those who, might have a sort of PTSD. So just to keep that in mind, all right? So with that being said, we're going to jump right into this and check out Columbine. Imagine having a bad day on this day, only to not realize it's only going to get worse. I would hate that. Like, talk about, like, okay, you're just having a shitty day. You wake up and you're just like, fuck, man. I just want this day to be over with, you know? Because, like, within her situation, I'm assuming that's her boyfriend. So, assuming that, you know, like, say he, like, cheats on you, cheated on her or something like that, you know, and she's just, like, fed up. She's just like, man, I just don't even want to do it today. Just don't even want to be around this guy. I hope this day just gets over with, blah, blah, blah. And then not even realize that maybe 30 minutes later, some crazy shit happens. That would, like, I would kind of be lucky to, I'd be lucky surviving that situation, but I would be kind of pissed at the same time. Like, how did my life get to this point, you know? And I know I'm not trying to like joke around and try to make, you know, light of the situation, but, you know, like, if you were to be in her perspective, like in her shoes, it'd be like, if you started off with a bad day already, imagine the rest of the day. Imagine going through the rest of the day with what turns out what turns out happening later, if I can get the words out. Like, I would just be in shock, and I would be pissed at the same time. I would feel like God hates me today. That would be me. I would feel like God, like, literally hates me. So let's keep going. Yeah. So yeah, like, he's talking to other girls. Look at this shit. I wish I could read that, but because of the videos that they have popped up right there for the the next video or whatever. But while the song is good, the song's really good. It sucks that something like that happened, and it sucks like shit like that happens a lot, especially in the most convenient of times. And what I mean, like, like this year is election year, 2022. It's election year for like, people to, for like the House of Representatives, and I think, and like the Senate and this, that, and everything else. And usually around these times, we have an increase in like shootings, to say the least. And of course, in times like this, you got people who want gun control, this, that, and everything else. But, no matter what happens, and no matter how much people scream for control on guns, there's always going to be a way for death. Like people are going to find a way to kill a lot of people. And if we take away guns, people are just going to turn to bombs. So regardless of what happens, death is always going to happen. It sucks, and there's nothing we can do about it. No matter how hard you try to regulate it, death will happen. So all we can do is just try to fight back. That's all we can do. Be smart, see the signs, and fight back. That's what I encourage you guys to do. No matter where you're at, if you see something if you see somebody who's troubled, help them out. Show them that they're not alone, because it's the ones who feel the most alone are the ones who go out all out and just end up causing the most damage. So try to be neighborly, help each other out, try to find happiness, and we can try to prevent things like this. So that's my positive message out of this. But let me know what you guys think. I'm always interested in a variety of perspectives, not only on the subject matter, but on the song itself. Like, what do you think of the song? But also, what are your opinions? I don't want any like conflict or like crazy BS in the comments, obviously, but just I do encourage discussion, because I am open to all perspectives, obviously. So just comment below, and we can talk, or you can get on Instagram and talk to me there. Either way. So on to the next song, which is Michelle Carter. So while I couldn't necessarily, actually, it's not that I couldn't, there's too many articles to really find something that would be short enough to be able to explain Michelle Carter and that whole situation. But I figured, why not go on Wikipedia and I guess tell you the brief situation of Conrad Roy. So Conrad Roy III, which I don't think that really matters, but he killed himself at 18. His girlfriend at the time, who was Michelle Carter, she was 17 years old, encouraged him to kill himself. And as we'll learn from the song, you'll kind of pick up on that, because she'll sit there and try to, like, hey, I thought you loved me. If you really love me, you'll do this for me. And I don't know. I think somebody said, and maybe it was in the comments of Michelle Carter, is that I think the lyrics were actual texts. I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. But I think somebody somewhere said that the song lyrics were actually the text messages that she sent him. So if you guys want to look this up and kind of learn about it, there's a variety of articles. Wikipedia is not exactly the most reliable, but it kind of gets the general basis, if anything. And by the way, he killed himself by filling his truck with carbon monoxide, which is like the exhaust from your car, I guess. But I think he did it with a generator, because that's what it said in the song. So I think he killed himself with a generator. Let's see. Let me look here. Okay, so yeah, it was the fumes of his truck. So yeah, I guess right. the first time, not the generator part, but with his vehicle. He did kill himself with his vehicle. By the way, Michelle Carter is in fact out. She's on parole, or I guess probation, parole, whatever. She's out and about. So I guess that's something. If you guys are interested in knowing that, there you go. I actually seen pictures when I was looking this up. I seen pictures of her actually out and about. So I guess with that being said, we're gonna jump right into this and listen to Michelle Carter. It's a really good song, very catchy, very tragic at the same time. So let's do this.
Prove me wrong. I don't think that's what you really want. Do it now, you can think about it. It's time now, you know that. When you get back, you just gotta do it. It's the best time to do it. You keep pushing it another night and say you'll do it, but you never do it right. I love you. I'm tired, I love you. I'm tired, I love you. I'm tired, I love you. Go in your trunk and drive in a parking lot. Do it now, do it now. Go, just park and sit there in your car. It will take 20 minutes, it will take 20 minutes. Go in your trunk and drive in a parking lot. Do it now, do it now. Go, just park and sit there in your car. It will take 20 minutes, it will take 20 minutes. I'm tired, I love you. I'm tired, I love you. I'm tired, I love you. I'm tired.
Okay. Listening to this so far and knowing, I guess, the context of the song a little bit, doing, I guess, what research I did. In my mind, I'm sitting here thinking, if you really loved somebody, why would you tell them to kill themselves? I feel like there would be no reason to ever convince somebody to kill themselves if to test their loyalty or love, to you. So if you really love somebody, why would you tell them to kill themselves for you? That just doesn't make sense. I mean, I suppose if it was like a cult thing, it would make sense, like some Heaven's Gate type stuff. That would make sense. Like, oh, kill yourselves for our glorious God or whatever. I don't know, some crazy stuff. But like, when it's like a relationship, usually it's, if anything, I guess the most common scenario is instead of convincing somebody to kill themselves, they say, or they either kill the person they love, or they say, hey, kill your parents for me, or kill so-and-so for me if you really love me. That's usually what it is, not, hey, kill yourself. So I just want to know how that really makes sense, unless she didn't really love him, That was the only thing I can think of. Like, she didn't like this guy, so she was like, all right, I don't like this guy. I'm gonna, just convince him to kill himself. I'm gonna get in a relationship with him. I'm gonna because I know he's in love with me, and which is probably true. He was probably deeply in love with her. We've all probably been there where we've definitely been deeply in love with somebody, but they just didn't feel the same. So I can definitely relate. But she probably used that as a way to get to him. And of course, they're teenagers, they're kids, so he's not gonna really comprehend the consequences of his actions. So it's like she convinces him, hey, if you really, really love me, then you'll kill yourself. And for me, I guess I'm logical, and even as a kid, I probably would have been logical just in that whole thing of like, how does that make sense? How would that make sense, me killing myself to prove my love to you? I don't know. But I guess to this kid, it would have made sense to him. Like, oh, I really do love her. I love her with every fiber of my being, and I am willing to kill myself, for her. And so she used that. She used his vulnerability against him, and I don't know. It just kind of sucks that whole thing happened. But for me, it's like trying to wrap my head around it. Like, I guess I'm just too logical, because there are people out there who often don't use common sense and do end up falling prey to stuff like that, and it really sucks. It's like scammers in a way, it's like common sense would say to investigate, but they put fear into you, like scammers put fear into you, or they try to use sound logic and reasoning against you, and so you're like, okay, that makes sense, and so you end up doing, falling through with a scam. This is the same situation. It's like a scam for his life, and he suffered, he suffered terribly, and I feel bad for people like this, who are deeply in love with somebody, and that person knows it, and so they use it against them by making them do horrible stuff. I've seen and heard of stories like that, where people have actually gone and done stupid shit for people they love, only for that person to not truly love them. In fact, I'm sure you see it on TV, movies, and a variety of other forms of media all the time where that happens, and you see the manipulation, even in families themselves, where you have relatives that'll tell you to do this and that, and they'll buy you whatever you want, especially like, when it comes to like, sexual assault, especially with relatives. They say, hey, I'll go buy you this, or I'll go do this for you, or whatever, if you go do this thing to me. And it's very manipulative, like, and it sucks greatly. But I've gone on to like a rant, so about this, so we're gonna keep going listening to this. And by the way, if you have any opinions about this, let me know in the comments below. I'm very interested to know what you guys think.
You can break a promise. I want you to be ready and sure. I thought you wanted to do this. Not finding a place to go is no excuse. A kid in his car, turn the radio on. Ain't like quite working law and do it won't take long. No more pushing it off, you keep pushing it off. The sooner you know you won't get caught. In your car, CO2 in your lungs. You won't feel nothing. You won't feel anything. You can pushing it off. You can push it forward so long. After they know you'll be free. Till they know you'll be happy. I love you. Now die. Go in your truck and drive in a parking lot. Do it, honey, do it now. Do it, honey, do it now. Go, just park and sit there in your car. It will take 20 minutes. It will take 20 minutes. Go in your truck and drive in a parking lot. Do it, honey, do it now. Do it, honey, do it now. Go, just park and sit there in your car. It will take 20 minutes. It will take 20 minutes. Go. Now die. I love you. Now die. I love you. Now die. I love you. Now die. You're gonna have to prove me wrong. I can't do it today. I promise you, babe. Do it now. You can think about it. I just don't know how to leave them. It's time now. You know that. Truck and drive in a parking lot. Do it, honey, do it
Definitely a good song. I'm not gonna lie, a good part of me was sitting there zoned out, just thinking, trying to rationalize how this happened, how this could have happened, and I don't know. I can't say because each person is different. But I mean, you've heard my piece on this. You've heard what I had to say about this earlier. So let me know what you guys think. Have you ever experienced something pretty close to this? Do you know somebody who has gone through this? Let me know. I'm very interested to know, It's good to talk about it in a way, So, if you want to watch the video itself, I'll put it in the description below and you can watch it unblurred. And I guess we're on to our last one, which is Gary Heidnik. So I'm gonna get in a little bit into that one. I don't know much about this guy, but based on a little bit of the song, it has given a little bit of insight. But with Wikipedia here, not the most reliable source on the entire internet, but one that can at least give you a little bit of information. So, Gary Heidnik was an American criminal who kidnapped, tortured, and raped 6 women, murdered 2 of them while holding them captive in a pit in his basement in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He was sentenced to death and executed by lethal injection of 99, the same year of Columbine, coincidentally enough. So basically what he did reminds me, and I'm sure a lot of people, which right here it says actually in popular culture, Heidnik was one of 7 real-life murderers upon whom Arthur Thomas Harris based James Buffalo Bill Gumb, the villain of his 1988 novel The Silence of the Lambs. Fair enough. I believe that. I don't think I've ever actually seen that movie. I've heard references, I've seen stuff here and there, but I don't think I've actually ever watched that movie, Silence of the Lambs. And then you got SKYND right here, which we're about to react to with Jonathan Davis of k.a.a.n. If you don't know who that is, where have you been your whole life? So that's just a little bit of insight on Gary Heidnik. And of course, SKYND will obviously let you a little bit more about him. But if you want to know more, you can just look up his name, and there's plenty of articles. I can't tell you which would be the best one, so just look around, and I'm sure there's one that will probably give you the information you are looking for. So, with that being said, we're going to jump right into this and react to Gary Heidnik featuring Jonathan Davis. I think this was the first song I heard by SKYND. The second one was Columbine, but I think this was the first one. I've noticed that Tally Ho is basically directed, or at least had some part in all of the music videos. I just thought of something crazy. What if prostitution was illegal, not because the whole sex thing is a crime, but to protect sex workers from people like this? That would make so much sense if you really thought about it. Because girls, prostitutes, and sex workers, prostitutes at the time, because there wasn't really sex workers unless you consider the porn industry, which even the porn industry had a lot of faults from my understanding. But a lot of girls, there was a lot of girls, and I've heard stories too, of girls being raped, even by clients, raped by clients because the girls didn't want to do a specific thing and they were forced to do it, or they were being abused, or just even some of them, like in this situation, would get killed. And it really caused them to question that, maybe that's why prostitution was illegal. Now, I'm saying that isn't the case, but I would like to think that in a perfect world, that would be the legitimate reason. I would say, I wouldn't say perfect world, but in a more enlightened world, that or not enlightened, I guess in a better society, that would be the logistical reason. In a better society, it would be better to ban prostitution for the protection of prostitutes than than Christian values, I suppose, because that's mainly why prostitution's illegal, is because Christian values. Christians hate sex when it comes down to it. I mean, yeah, sex is great, and I'm sure they can't deny that, but pleasure is like a taboo to a degree. That's why it's like, oh, you can't wear short shorts or wear tube tops, this, that, and everything else, because God is going to be ashamed of you for showing too much skin. When we're born naked, I don't want to say we die naked, but we're born naked. We shower naked. We make love naked like 90% of the time. I don't see why we should be ashamed of our bodies, but I'm going off on something else. But yeah, back to the central point. It would be more believable that prostitution would be illegal for the protection of women and men than sex. So let's continue.
Bitch, get in the car, it's Thanksgiving. Off with jump mix. Shut up, I don't wanna hurt you. I don't want to hurt you. Off with jump mix. Shut up, I don't wanna hurt you. I don't want to hurt you. Oh God, he would be amused. Dark shadows of an evil mind. God has a sense of humor. Dark shadows of an evil mind. God, he would be amused to see you at my feet. See you at my feet. Oh, 3520 North Marshall Street. The dog food of good enough to eat.
strength without crazy glue is available at Bates Fine Stores.
The basement is so peaceful, you are naked as well. There is warm cracker, devil's cookies in the throat. Cook here, jawbones. Shut up, I don't wanna hurt you. I don't want to hurt you. Cook here, jawbones. Shut up, I don't wanna hurt you. I don't want to hurt you.
All right, so that was Gary Heidnick. Very interesting visuals, to say the least. Obviously, they're going to be blurred here, so if you want to check them out yourself, I'll put them in the description below. But this was a good song, like the other songs. I love all three songs because of how well they are. Like, I guess catchy they are, and like just the beat and her voice. Even though you don't really get to hear, I guess, her true voice in a way. Well, I guess you do when she does. Yeah, you do. You get to hear her voice, I suppose. Like, in my head, I always think of like the lows, because I feel like those are edited. Maybe they're not. Maybe that's all her. I don't know. But overall, besides all this, my confusion in my head, these are good songs, and the stories behind them are very interesting, to say the least. Like I said, I've mentioned before, I am a big fan of SKYND, and I'm always looking forward to their new music. I would like to see them live one day. They're just that good, and I'm surprised I haven't heard of them sooner, to be honest. So it's a oof on my part. But overall, what did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Especially with this song. Like, if you have any insight on this song, let me know. Let me know what you guys think of this song or the subject matter in general, and maybe I'll learn something. Maybe somebody who doesn't know anything about this will learn something as well. So with that being said, this was 3 SKYND reactions, or I guess reviews / commentary. If you have any songs that you want me to react to, I will get to them as soon as possible. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day. Drink plenty of water, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.